Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss the 1997 action thriller suspense film Volcano. This stars Don Cheadle, Tommy Lee Jones, and Hesh is in this. Hesh. May she rest in peace. She died in a very bad car accident. It was a very sad story. So this is 90s action at its best, right? You have practical effects mixed in with rudimentary CGI. So this is a good example of the transition between practical effects and CGI, right, which was a good chunk. 80s started that, right, mainly practical effects. 70s was just pretty much practical effects. So the 90s action films were utilizing both, trying to heavy influence on the CGI to give it that amplification. I get it. And then in the 2000s, which is really the aughts, and then the 2010s, and then now the 20s, obviously CGI is at the forefront compared to practical, even though certain franchises are starting to get back to practical, i.e. Star Wars is starting to use more animatronic, Jurassic World, the last film, Dominion, used heavy animatronics, which I was very thankful for. So it's interesting watching the film progression of watching the history of film progression within practical effects versus CGI. Okay, enough of that mumbo jumbo. So this is about Los Angeles, how Los Angeles has an actual department, the OEC or something like that, where they respond and have full access to water, electricity, gas lines, stuff like that in the event of a natural disaster stuff, right? Los Angeles is built on a fault line, so there's two tectonic plates moving. That's why LA has a lot of earthquakes, and there's tar pits in LA that have dated back hundreds of thousands of years, not maybe hundreds of thousands, but thousands of years, tens of thousands of years. And it's a park. So all of that stuff is like real. And then they put a theory on a spin on a geological front. Sometimes if the plates move side to side, that causes an earthquake. And Ann's character explained this quite beautifully. Sometimes if the plates are not just moving this way, sometimes they can go like this. So what happens when something goes like this? Well, stuff can come out of that little crack, right? So in theory, you can actually have a volcano type of situation. You can have lava come out of the ground, just really magma in the ground before it comes out of the ground and then it becomes lava, from what I understand. If the plates go like this and the stuff, the hot melted rock comes out, it then can create destruction and stuff around it. So they took that theory of actual science, put it into Los Angeles where the two plates rub against each other, split the plate like that, and then the gooey hot goodness comes out, and then chaos ensues, right? So what happens when you have a subway line running on this fault line? What happens when you have all these different things, into a massive urban area? What happens with a natural disaster like this? It's not a matter of earthquake. It's a matter of volcano now. So that was very interesting. It was really good in concept. It was just very loud. The movie was very loud, but I thought they did chaos very well. It wasn't like characters would stop to catch their breath and formulate a new plan how to redirect the lava through the streets of LA. Smart. But it wasn't like 5 minutes of let's catch our breath. It's let's do this, let's do that, let's do this, let's do that, because this is an ongoing concurrent event. It's continuous. It's a continuous event. So I really appreciated the storytelling aspect of it. Certain scenes I thought were just like wonky, like, yes, let me save this person by throwing them over the lava as I melt myself. So like, meh. I didn't really care for the heroism aspect of this film. I liked the actual geological explanation of the film and what would happen. How do you redirect lava? Do you somehow create craters in the ground? How do you do it that quickly? Can you precisely topple a building so that way the lava will hit the side of the building and then divert? How do these things actually happen in real time? And I thought they did a really nice job explaining it. It didn't do well with critics and it didn't do well with audience, but I don't understand why, because it made sense. Like, yes, it's a fictitious film, but it's based on science. So I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. I thought it was nice seeing Don Cheadle take the throne, not the throne, but the throne of this particular entity in LA to help everyone, as Tommy Lee Jones' character of Mike who was the throne bearer, sitter, was running through the streets of LA trying to help his daughter, trying to save as many people as he can at the actual epicenter with Anne's character of being the doctor geologist that she is. So, very well done for a 90s film. Now I really want to watch Small Soldiers because Tommy Lee Jones and 90s and him screaming certain commando kind of, military slogans. I'm like, well, that's Tommy's character in Small Soldiers. So, love Small Soldiers. I need all the toys again. I have an Archer somewhere up top, but I need the boxed figures. Kills my soul that I took them out of the box. Man, don't take the toys out of the box. The box art from the 80s and 90s was just pristine. And now we got this wonky stuff moving forward, but times change. On to the next review. Mucho mahalo.